So today we're going to outline stuff. So I've seen this question asked a couple of times on Discord over the last few days. Basically, how do you outline a person, a character, whatever? Either way, it's the same process. In this case, I'm just going to use this anime clip because it was handy and I've already got masks made for it. So it's basically a two-part process. The first part is the masking. Now there's several ways that you can mask the clip. All of them involve having a second video layer. So to duplicate this clip, press and hold the Option key, click and drag up, and it will duplicate your clip. Now we're going to create our mask on this top clip. If you're fortunate enough to own the studio version, you can go to the color tab. You can select the magic mask tool and set it to either object or person depending on what you're masking. I suspect for these anime characters, object would work better than person. And you would use magic mask to create your mask. If you're not fortunate enough to own the studio version of Resolve, then you need to do it either manually or through a third-party website called Runway ML. To do it manually, select your top clip, make sure your playhead's over it, go into Fusion. And you are basically going to use a polygon node to draw around your character. Now I'm going to do it really quickly, but when you're doing it, you'll take your time and get a nice mask. Depending on what you're masking will dictate how tedious this process is. If you've got something that's moving a lot, you need to adjust your polygon for each frame. You need to make sure that you've got a red dot here to say that the polygon is going to be animated. And you would basically draw around your shape. I'm going to speed this up because it's tedious to watch. As you get towards the end, you need to make sure that your mask, your polygon is closed, and you do that by putting your cursor over the first point. You see that it changes to a circle with a plus sign. Click that and that ensures that this polygon is now closed. Now the difficulty you've got with the polygon mask is if you come forward a few frames, you'll notice that the character will change, like so. Because this is anime and it only changes after several frames, you need to come back a frame, add a keyframe, go forward a frame, and then you need to adjust your various points to put your polygon back around your character. And this is what I was saying about it being a tedious way to mask. But you'd need to do this if you're doing it manually. If you're not doing it manually and you elect to use the runway method, I'll put a card at the top here linking you to a video I did about runway and what it does. Basically, runway will mask your character for you and produce a green screen version of that masked character, which I've got up here in the media pool ready. And it looks something like this. And that's already sort of masked with the animation. And it saves a lot of time. Downside to Runway is that unless you're prepared to pay, Runway will only export in 720p. You can use it directly, but you'll lose quality. So what you would do is you would use this as a mask on your media and on a background node. So to use it as a mask, you need to make it the same size as your original media, which was 1920 by 1080. To do that, simply select your green screen, come to your hotbar, and you find this node called Resize. Click that, it joins up, and now if you view the resize node, the resolution matches again. Once you've resized it, next step is get rid of the green, select your resize node, shift and spacebar and type delta. This adds a delta keyer. If we view the delta keyer, nothing appears to change. Come to the inspector, click this top eyedropper and hold it and just drag it over the green. And now your character is isolated. If we now take the output of the delta keyer, so if we view our media, take the output of the delta keyer, pipe it into the blue mask input of your media, and you've got your character. We will need our character in a minute, but to get the outline, we need to bring in a background node. If we take the output from the delta keyer and pipe it into the mask of the background node, so the blue input, we end up with a silhouette. Now we've got our original colored image, we've got our silhouette, and we're going to merge them together. We want our colored image on top and our silhouette underneath. So to do that, you're going to take the output of your color image and you're going to drop it onto the output of your silhouette. And now when we view the merge, we're back to our color image and we don't see our silhouette, which is going to be our outline. So to get our silhouette visible, select your background node, shift spacebar and type erode and hit enter. This adds an erode dilate node. What an erode dilate node does is it either makes your mask smaller or bigger. And what we want is to make it slightly bigger. So just to get the effect, we're going to come to the background node and change the color. Go to erode dilate node. If you gradually increase it, you put an outline around your character. From your last merge node, go to your media out, and then back to the edit page, and your character now has a nice outline. This outline is fairly boring. You can jazz it up a bit. So go back to the Fusion page and you can do things like add a glow. And then you can play with your glow to get your glow looking how you want it. Like so. As I say, this works the same for real life sort of person type footage or a car or whatever you want. That's how you would outline it. You'd basically mask whatever you want to outline so that it's isolated, make a silhouette of it, merge the two together and add whatever effects you want before the merge, and away you go. You can add Patrick Sterling's proto to it if you want. You can add, if you have paid for Sapphire, you can use Sapphire plugins. If you've got paid for Universe, you can use Universe plugins to get whatever effects you want on the outside. And that's basically how you would outline a character. I hope that helps, hope it makes sense. Please feel free to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell, and I'll catch you on the next one.